Welcome back to DJ Coffee Talk. Today we sit down and share a cup of coffee with the extremely talented Morgan Blackwell. Morgan is impressive for many reasons, one of which being his ability to be a one-man production and handle everything from song creation, performances, promotion, collaboration, and everything else that goes along into being a growing artist. His current genre can be categorized as a fusion of emotional and fun indie folk songs. However, he has a lot of work that he shared with us that falls way outside of those categories and is equally as impressive. Morgan is a true creative threat, and we see nothing but greatness in his future as he continues to create and grow his name. We hope you enjoy our conversation with him as much as we did, and please do yourself a favor and go check out Morgan's music and watch him grow. Here's a quick clip from the Coffee Break live performance that we recorded with Morgan, and don't go too far because we jump right into conversation after that. Enjoy.
Choose to sing it out of me. With all these words, I want you to hear this. Well, I hope you understand. A broken heart don't break the man. Dedication is my best friend. It has yet to betray me. Give my blood and sweat and tears. Seek advice from my worst fears. I'm only going up from here. And don't try to contain me.
Blackwell music. I want to start off just by talking I think it's an interesting thing that comes up, like creating an artist's name. Some people come up with some crazy cool alter ego or name, and then some people just go with their straight birth name. What was your thought process behind that?
Well, it's funny because I started out, realistically, like really young, so I went through a lot of different names. I was really into rap when I was younger, like Tech Nine, like all sorts of rap stuff. Because my older brother Sam, was really into it, and he actually used to rap for a little while. But I used to go by the name Envy for a while, and ENVY, and it didn't stick really long because I just was like, that's just so corny and weird.
Right.
And I was like 13, 14, 13, kept going. And then I was like, I want to do something that's unique to me. That's like my name that like no one else can really claim. So like I went by my middle name with my first name. So I did Morgan Hunter. And that was my SoundCloud name. So when I was releasing music on SoundCloud before I started getting a Spotify and iTunes and stuff like that, I was as Morgan Hunter or Morgan Hanna. And that was more of like, it was more of like a rap-esque to it.
Yeah.
Because I've played music since I was like 7. I played guitar and stuff. I've never really actually learned it and stuff. But I've always had like an issue finding out my identity. And I have a lot of people just say like, oh, I like your name. I think it's a very, like I always have people come up and be like, Morgan Blackwell, that's a good name, And I was like, I really like my name. So I was like, screw it, I'm just going to use my name, And like, I think that'd be nice to just be known as who I am.
Yeah.
But I also went by Morgano for a while. Some people still call me that. Like my friends do that sometimes. It's because it was my Snapchat name. It was Morgan. Well, it was Morgan with an O_O, like a little face, because I made it when I was younger. And my homies just thought it was Morgano. Like that's what I just wanted. Yeah. And so they were like, yo, what's up, Morgano? And I was just like, stuck. Yeah. And I worked in construction for a while, and like all the Hispanic dudes just rolled off their tongue. They always would say Morgano, like without even knowing it. So I was like, I don't know, I kind of stuck for a little while, like Morgano. So even one of my songs, I was like, I changed my name to Morgano, like in the song. But yeah, and then I was just like, I don't know, Morgan Blackwell just sounds good, but like, people have many names, so who knows, it might come back or something.
So you mentioned kind of finding yourself as an artist and finding out kind of what sticks for you. And I've known you when you were back making music in bands and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Do you think that's ever like a finished process? Is that a continual thing? Do you think you continue to find yourself through your music, or is that just kind of like the rocky beginnings?
Like my style of
Like
music, or
style and changing names. It sounds like you've tried a bunch of
yeah,
different things.
Is that all part of the process of you just kind of figuring out what you're about and what your sound is if you do ever find your own, unique
yeah.
sound?
I have had a lot of struggle with sound. I still do. Like whenever I write a song, I'm like, should I make this a country song? Like just for no reason.
Yeah.
Like I think it's really fun to be able to switch hit like that, go on different sides of the spectrum.
Mhm.
I don't know, like a lot of people really like to figure out their thing and then like hit it and hit it and hit it and like work on that and stuff. But I don't really like that. I think a lot of what makes me better as an artist, I think like I'm not really the best musician or the best singer, but I think my creativity comes in a lot of play, and like not to hype myself up or anything, but it's just like I think I really like to think outside the box a lot, and I think people like to see that.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more fun to do that
Yeah.
instead of just doing the same old copy and paste rap song, copy and paste country song, copy and paste rock song.
Right.
They're all really fun, and everyone listens to all different types of music for a reason because
Right.
there's always something to like. I mean, I was listening to country rock or country in the car with Eric when we were getting food earlier today.
Yeah.
We were listening to straight country music, and he's a rap artist.
Yeah.
And it just something about country music makes you feel free and happy and stuff. And it's like, damn, I want to write a country song now.
Yeah.
And it's like, it just depends on the mood you're feeling. And sometimes you just get more inspiration leading towards one thing than the other. And I don't think I'll ever find I think my thing now, to like answer your question fully, is alternative music is like my thing. Like pop music, catchy stuff is good. But like I'll always have those weird off songs. Like these next 3-4 songs I'm going to release are all different genres, each one of them. One's a rock song. One's going to be an alternative pop.
Mhm.
The other one's an indie.
That's awesome.
Other one's just like an acoustic kind of feel to it. So it's like we're still kind of testing the waters. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll take something off and we'll go off with something and maybe hit that and go hard. But
I think the idea of you're saying alternative. I think the idea of alternative as a general is kind of
right.
It's kind of funny.
I was gonna say, I was like, I said alternative, but then it's like you really realize that is basically all of them together.
Yeah.
So.
And I think it's just like kind of for artists that want to.
I can get that open.
Artists that do want to keep their creative juices open, and they're not like. To you, do you see that as a way of telling people like, hey, don't expect a certain genre from me? I'm going to make alternative style.
I think me and my really good friend Eric, what we really do is like he's always like, someone's like, oh, like you play guitar. To me, they'll be like, oh, you play guitar, you're an artist and stuff. And then they'll go up to him and be like, oh, so you rap? He's like, don't call me a rap, like a person who raps. I'm an artist too. Yeah. Like he wants to sing too and stuff. And so like that kind of also kind of drives me to be like, I'm not just a singer, bro. I'll bust out some bars right now, put on a beat, you know. That's how I got my manager. Actually, my agent or whatever you call it he's like, we were at this bar and he was like, my homie was like rapping to him and was like, oh, like I found a guy. You should try and talk to him. You do music and stuff. So I went up to him and he was just like, freestyle right now. I mean, he's probably a little drunk. He's probably like, fuck this kid, you know? I don't know if you guys care about cussing or not. Do you guys? No. Yeah. He's like, fuck this kid, you know? Yeah. He's like, fucking rap some shit, you know? And I was like, sure. I mean, it's not my thing, but I'll do it. And I did a really good freestyle. And he's like, all right, send me 3 songs. Or he sent me 3 or 4 of your songs by the next 48 hours or just delete my number. And I was like, all right, we're down to business. Serious? I sent him all my music. You know, it was risky because, you know, sending people your music, it's like they could just take it, you know, but doubt it. You know, he didn't look too smart. So no offense, Z, but and yeah, he took it and then we've been recording and hitting shows and doing stuff with him and it's been really sick. Cool. And so I think being labeled to one art is just kind of dumb, you know? Yeah.
And you're saying about with the guy you're talking about, how he just kind of was down to business. Before we were rolling, you were talking about how you kind of appreciate that in people you're working with.
Yeah.
Like the desire to actually push stuff out? Do you run into a lot of difficulty working with artists that don't have that same mentality?
Yeah, I've had issues with people. I think a lot of issues that people mostly have with stuff like that is like not only just butting of egos, but like sometimes it's just mainly misunderstandings. I've had times where I like go into a studio and I have the song in my head ready, and like I don't go into a studio just to like record and like have him just mix it and then get done. Like I want to like create and like have input and like take. I guess maybe I like require a little much from my producers, but like if I go in, or not producers, I guess engineers.
Right.
But like I'll go in and be like, what do you think we should do here? You know what I mean? Like and that's not too much to ask, you know, but I've had people be like, I don't know, like it's your song. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, you can, come on, like we're going to work on this. What's going to work for you? What can you do? You know what I mean? Because everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses. And, you know, if I'm going into your studio, you got to be able to like match my energy, you know? Yeah. And I think I work really well with the guys over at Fullwell because he's very musically inclined and intelligent. And I think his creativity really follows that same path of just being like on it. And I think we really click when we get onto an idea. We'll just really run with it. And I think, but I've had, you know, engineers just be like, I mean, I've had a couple recordings where it's just like the final product was worse than what I could do here. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I paid for that. And I was like, dude, I mean, I learned a lot though. You know what I mean? I learned that it's like, you know, I can do better on my own, but like you could also learn from others. And I don't know, it's just weird. Music's a weird thing where it's like if you don't click, you kind of hate the industry, you know? Really? It's like you're just like, screw this, man, I'll just do this by myself, you know? And you kind of get it how Russ, you know, gets that way. He's like, F everybody, I did it by myself. And it's like, you probably just had some shitty artists you work with, bro.
Yeah, exactly. What circles are you in or what crowd are you with?
Exactly. Know? And so people are just shitty, but you know, if you find good people, man, it's really cool.
Yeah. So, well, it seems interesting in your, sorry.
There you go.
In your point, like, it seems like you have that internal drive to like work with other people because you want that collaborative process.
Yeah.
But you've had a couple experiences where it makes you feel like, oh, I can just do this on my own.
Yeah.
What are some good experiences where you've had with people where you just hit it off and you guys are on the same wavelength and you can push through things?
I mean, I've had, again, like with Fullwell, there's moments where like we're like listening to the song and there's moments in a studio where people try and act like it's all good, but like you both know there's something missing, and we'll just look at each other and I'll be like, it needs this, and they're like, yes, bro, exactly. And you're like, all right, let's go, let's do this, fuck all that, let's just delete everything, just go back, let's do this again. Or like even live performing sometimes, like I was over doing open mics and I had a saxophone player, like he was like, what key is the song in? And I was like, D or some shit. You know, I don't know. I was like, maybe. I don't remember. I was like, it's just kind of a song. But, hi, honey. Yeah, like what was I talking about?
Saxophone player.
Yeah. I was playing a song, and he just started like, I would like do the chorus and then I'd do like the post chorus just playing the guitar, and he would just solo with the saxophone, accent some stuff, and it was like a really cool thing. I've never met the dude ever.
That's awesome.
And he was just like, here's my card, man, like we should collab sometime, do some work. And I never have, but I should, because he's an older dude, but he was chilling. We were killing it.
Isn't that cool? It's like something that can, like, music is a universal language that can span languages, like ages, like anything. You know, if you know music, like, you know music.
Yeah, and even like my friend Eric, you know, he goes by Gaddy, is his last name, but he like, you know, we butt heads a lot. Like I was telling you before the podcast, like I like to be like, here's my work that I'm working on, like what do you think about it? And he's like, bro, I don't want to hear it, just show me when it's done. And like I'll be like, yo, you working on some new stuff? And he's like, yeah, but it's not finished. I was like, well, let's hear it. And he's like, nah, it's not done yet. I don't like that shit. I like being like, okay, let me hear what you got going, and I'll maybe, you know, I know you probably don't want to hear my criticism of it, but like, I just want to at least hear it, you know? But we've worked on some really awesome different songs. We've worked on almost like funk songs. We've worked on rock songs. Like, I think me and him work really well together. People hear us live a lot. We've performed live too, and people are like, damn, you guys are a cool duo. And I've always wanted to do like projects with him, and I don't know, you know, work and stuff gets in the way of it and stuff. Sometimes he lives right down the road, but
Is he open to it?
he's down to do it. It's just like, I have a lot more free time, and I have a lot more, like, I don't have bills and shit to worry about and stuff like that. I have a lot of freedom to do stuff, and like, I get in that creative mindset of like, oh, he just doesn't want to do it. But realistically, it's like, he's got shit to worry about, and it's like, I kind of got to grow up and be like, if I'm gonna want that, I got to put in a lot more effort than he does, and that's just the reality of it. And I mean, it's something that's probably still gonna happen. I just gotta really put my nose to the grindstone and kind of like get it going. But I think it'd be really badass if we get some stuff going.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something I wanted to touch on too, is that I don't know how much of this is intentional, but, and you don't have to go into too, like, nitty great details about like what you're doing with your life, but it sounds like you've intentionally tried to keep some of the extra life stuff to a minimum so that you can focus on music. That like intentional. Yeah,
100%. I was actually working as an electrician for about a year and a half or so.
Yeah.
I was making good money. I was making about, you know, 17 an hour. That's pretty good. And I had promotions come in. I knew the owner, you know, I would get bonuses coming my way and stuff like that. But I was working 40-hour weeks, sometimes 48-hour weeks. Sometimes I'd have to work on weekends. And like, when you're working construction in Arizona in summertime, and, you know, you got all that shit going on, it's really taxing, and it takes a lot of time. And I find myself, I would work over in Mesa, and I live over here in the West Side. So it's like an hour and 20-minute drive, and I'd have to be there at 5 a.m. So I'd wake up at like 3:30, drive all the way over there, get done about 2:30, drive all the way back. It'd be about 4 o'clock by the time I got back, eat food. And by that time I'm like tired as hell. I can't move. I'm tired. I just want to lay down, and I'm watching TV, and I end up dozing off, and I wake up at like 9 o'clock at night, and I'm like, dude, I got to work in like 5 hours. So I was just never working on music, and I was just like, it was really shitty. There's a lot of other stuff that made me want to quit, but I ended up quitting that job.
So what, like before the podcast, again, you were talking about kind of how you like being in that creative space. I'm not saying not knocking an electrician, but it doesn't seem like one of those jobs where you can get into that creative space. How were you feeling when you were in that time in your life where you weren't accessing maybe as much of that creative space as opposed to now when you're able to kind of lock in and create something?
It's one of those things where it's like you come to a point in your life where it's like, what do I want to chase, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I've landed a really good spot in my life where I can just make good money, you know, get a good house, probably get a girl, settle down and chill, and maybe do stuff later.
Yeah.
But I feel like with that kind of work and like that kind of type of grind, I feel like just shit gets in the way, and shit gets in the way, and shit gets in the way. And I was like, if it's going to start now, it's not going to stop. So it's like, I might as well just get in a different kind of grind now, and I can always come back to it. And I don't know, dude, it was one of those moments where I, at the time, to answer your question, like feeling like, yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing how life should be, but it's not what I want to do, you know? And it was like, I felt good because I was making good money, and I was like, when you got a stable, solid job, and you're like, you know, you can go out and have good nights and like spend shit. And it's like, money's nice, but it's like, I don't know, it comes at a price of just not, you feel empty, you know, you're like, plus it was really isolating. I was like the only white dude. I was like by myself. In the morning, I get home, everyone's already at work at home, you know, because everyone usually works around 5 o'clock or so, and then they get home. So I get home, no one's there. I'm just like, I want to turn on music and just work on it. And then I'm just like, fuck, I'm tired. I want to go to bed, or I just want to, you know, chill and go eat. So it's like, it's when you don't do what you want to do, obviously, you know, like it's just not what you want to do. It's just never gonna be the right move.
You're gonna pay the price somewhere.
Yeah. But
Yeah. So what was there a tipping point where you're like, okay, this isn't the lifestyle for me, or was it kind
Yeah.
of like a gradual thing?
I actually ended up getting mono. I gotten
Okay.
sick.
Mm-hmm.
I had a girlfriend at the time that I really was like head over heels for. She
Yeah.
broke up with me, and I was like, fucking.
Same time as mono.
Yeah, well, I got it from her, I'm pretty sure. So, and mono lasts for like 6 months of just fatigue and being tired. So like that didn't work already with being exhausted from construction and carrying shit all day and wires and shit. And like that really messed me up for a while. That's where I wrote a lot of good music, but you know, I was still writing, but I just wasn't doing anything productive with my music. And it's just like, that's when I realized like I started writing good music because I was sad. And I was like, I make good shit with music out of the emotions in my life. I can't turn my emotions into an electrician career. You know, like, I can't be like, damn, I'm sad. I'm going to go put some wires together, you know, like, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm going to hang some fans. Yeah. It's just like, no, that's not very inspiring. That's not life, really. It's just, I mean, to some people it is, you know, but I don't really find joy in money. I've never really found joy in stuff like that. I find joy in accomplishments, and some people do find joy in money, and their accomplishments is money. So, but my accomplishments is making people happy and listening to others and creating and being like, damn, I did that. That's cool.
Put a whole project together. So what is that feeling when they say you don't find happiness from money, which I get you on the same page with you. What does it feel like? What's the feeling you get of accomplishment when you finish a project or you get to show somebody a finished work project?
Dude, it never gets old. It's like being a little kid and you're showing your dad something, you know, like, oh, look, I can throw a football 20 yards, you know. I don't know. It's just like you get that giddy feeling of like, oh, all right, I'm going to play it and just like wait and watch them, you know, like I'm going to watch and see, all right, this is my favorite part. Look at this. Oh, yeah, he's bopping his head. It's just a good feeling. Every time I get in my car, I listen to my music every single day in the car. Every day, even the finished ones, even the non-finished, even if it's just a beat, I'll just be like, what can I put on this or something? And it's just like, I really love trying to figure out sounds. And I think when you finally get something together, like Give Me Love, that song took me like a solid 2.5 months to get done. And it was just like, I was waiting and waiting, and it was just like, it needs a little bit of something this and a little bit of that. Kept adding more and more, and it was just like, dude, I'm never going to get this shit done. And it was just like, when it got done, I was like, holy shit, it's done. And I was like, you just sit and look at it kind of like it's like something you've been waiting for, you know, like it's like, it's your little song. You got it. And it's like, now that it's done, it's solidified. I don't have anything to worry about. And it's like, I could just share it to everybody, and it's just like, damn, I can't wait. Even if it gets 50 views, you know, it's like, I don't care. Like, I have it now, and it's like, it's a conversation piece, you know. It's like, you know, how you doing? Oh, what's going on? What do you do? Oh, I work at, you know, blah, 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 retail, blah, blah, but, you know, I do music on the side. And they're always like, what? You do music on the side? And I'm like, yeah, here's my card, and I have a Spotify. When they're like, oh, you actually do music, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm a SoundCloud rapper, but it's like, no. I want to do some shit with this, and it's like, people actually get interested in it, and that's another thing. It's like, I like talking to strangers. I like I'm not an extrovert because I think that's very draining, but like, I think I'm an introvert that loves to be social, which is weird. But there are social introverts. It's draining, but like when I get home, I feel fulfilled and I feel tired, and I want to energize by sleeping, get back out there and spending my energy. Being social on your own time, like when you want to be, and being able to kind of because some people, like when they meet other people, they get more energy being around. Oh, let's go there. Oh yeah, let's go meet over and get some tacos and come back. Yeah, and then let's go get some tacos. It's like, dude, I can't. I'll have fun. Let's go. All right, peace out. I'm going to sleep. Like, that's how it is. But
so when you wrote, you know, Give Me Love, or when you were starting to write music after you had your breakup and you were in this deep emotional space, did you go into music production going, I'm going to write a sad song about my breakup? Or was it more like you set that intention? Or was it more, I feel this thing, I don't know what it is exactly, and I'm going to try and make sense of it through beats and lyric writing and other types of techniques and tools that you have in your creative process?
A lot of it is just when you're messing around or when you get drunk or something, or I'll be laying in my bed, or I'll be like, just like, you get in that sense, everyone gets in that sense of where they just start thinking at like 2 a.m. or something, you just pick up the guitar and you just start playing some stuff, and then, you're sad as hell, and you're just like, just start humming stuff and singing, and then you end up coming up with like you're like, what's the theme, and then you really start creating this, like, it's almost like a painting. It's like, okay, you started with a brush stroke, and then it's like, well, you keep doing the same one, you're not going to go anywhere, it's just going to be the same brush stroke. So then you just start adding some stuff, and then it's like, that one sucked, so we'll do another one, and then eventually it's just like, damn, that one makes me sad, I like that. And then it's like, a lot of people are weirded out by it, but like, I like feeling sad. I like that. Like, people are like, it's starting to rain a lot, and it was raining the other day, and someone's like, oh, I don't like it. I was like, I love the rain. They're like, oh, I think it makes me depressed. I don't like that. And I was like, I love that, dude. I love being depressed. That shit's cool. It's like, I like being able to feel sad.
Were you always like that, or was that something you developed?
I don't know. I've always been attracted to like sad music and like very nihilistic thinking. I think I've had a lot of, self-suffering in my mind. I have a lot of very bad anxiety a lot. That's been something I've dealt with for a while, but like, music really makes me feel at home. So when I write something sad, it's not like I'm trying to make people feel bad for me. It's like, that is just it's capturing the moment of when I was sad is what I put into that song. And the song is just like, it's like when you take a picture when you're crying. It's like, you have the picture. I'm not showing it to you to make you feel like sad for me, but it's just like, that's what I captured at that moment. And it makes me remember. And it's like, a song is that for me.
Right. Are you trying to make the sadness beautiful, or are you just trying to capture the sadness?
It's just like an outlet. And because I love music, I'm not just going to be like, oh, I wrote the song, throwing it away. It's like, I might as well share it with people because maybe they'll like it. So yeah, I guess it turns into beauty somehow.
How much of it do you think of like that as being maybe a support for somebody else who may be feeling that way as well? Do you think about like how people receive it when they might listen to it? And I don't know, like, it sounds counterintuitive, but when I'm feeling sad, when I'm feeling down, I'll put on sad music.
Yeah.
So I feel like surrounded, like other people feel this way.
Yeah, like that resonance.
See, that feeling of like when you put on other people's music, I don't really like listening to other people's music too much. So instead of that, when you feel sad, you will put it on the music. But when I feel sad, I'll make the music. Right. Because it's like, I'm not listening. It's that same feeling of like, I want that like feeling of being. Everyone loves to be able to have a reason to be sad for. Like when you're angry and you have a reason to be angry, it's fucking awesome. Because you're like, I'm allowed to be mad right now. It's like, you hit my car, bitch. I'm pissed now. I'm screaming. Yeah. It's like when I have a reason to be sad, it's like, oh, dude, his dog died. It's like, dude, let him be sad for a while. It's like, dude, I love that. Cause then it's like, you got to express that, and it's like,
it's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Cool. It's like, cause you get like the thumbs up to express.
Yeah. It's like, all right, fuck yeah. Here we go. It's go time, dude. Yeah. Lights, camera, action.
Off-ball question, but I wonder, have you ever noticed at other points in your life, and maybe you weren't making music, that you tried to maybe express those emotions in other ways that weren't as acceptable? So like, you take your emotion, you put it in music now, and people are like, yeah, this is incredible, this is awesome, I love this. Has there ever been a point in time where you put that anger elsewhere? I still do that shit.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, alcoholism runs in the family. I should probably not drink as much. But also it's just like, not even just drinking. I mean, I used to play sports a lot. I think that's what also really hurt me a lot younger is I grew up playing sports and I was always really good at sports. And I grew up and things didn't really turn out good for me, like on sports. And so that really hurt. But I used to when I didn't have creativity to put into, I put it into sports or working out. Sure. And so like, whenever I was sad or angry, I would just be like, I can't wait till next game, dude. I'm going to go hit some people, And it's like, that's probably not a good good way to do it. But I mean, you know, it works for some people, but
So it works for a lot of people.
I'm more of a suppressive person now. I think being just chill and letting things go is just better. So, but yeah, I think music's really helped me a lot, you know, and I have a new song coming out. You know, I'm not going to say too much, but it's about music and how music really mothered me into being a man that I am now. And like, if I didn't have it, I think I'd be very lost. I think I'd be like a different person.
How was that for you? Like, how was that process for you? That it just made you more at peace with the creative side. It helped you mature your creative side.
Yeah.
It helped you resonate with your emotions better. What did it do for you?
Yeah, I think it really helped me figure out because really a lot about life, to get into like philosophy, I guess.
Let's go.
A lot about life is everyone wants things, but they never put the goal. They never have like a definitive goal. It's like, how can you get the thing you want if you don't set up your goal for, like, how are you going to do it?
Yeah.
You know? And I think my goal in life is to make money and to live off of things that I love doing. And I think my goal in life is to reach people and talk to people and be able to not worry about money, but like not like, I don't know, it's like, it's hard to put into words, but like realizing that I have something that can take me to there that I love. Like, some people are passionate about cooking. Some people are passionate about carpentry and working with wood and stuff. And it's like, when they realize that thing is like that thing, they're like, I have something to get to that goal now. And it's like, it's like a really different epiphany. It's like, damn, dude, I can actually move on with my life instead of just being in this weird cycle of like, I'll try this and then I'll go to this. And it's like, all right, well, I guess I'm not that good at hiking. It's like, you know, like, I don't know, whatever the shit is. Yeah, that's the worst example ever, but yeah.
I feel like I think that's a lot of kind of this age group too, is that just, I feel like sometimes you're flipping end over end trying to figure out kind of what's going to make your life feel worthwhile to you. And that's a really tough question to ask yourself. So that's got to feel like such a gratifying, satisfying thing to be like, this is my thing. I know where I want to get. This is the vehicle of how I want to get there. Now I'm just going to grind and try and put my hands in doing so.
And it's tough with music because music isn't really the money making kind of thing. No? Like, unless you make it to that 1% of where you're like selling records and shit and everyone knows who you are, that's like awesome. But it's like the other 99% of musicians is like, you got to figure out where you're gonna go. Are you gonna make money live music? Are you gonna, you know, play music for talk show hosts? Like, are you gonna get into music theory and teach music? Like, I don't want to do any of that shit. I want to do the 1% shit, you know? And it's like, that's just, this day and age is like, it's kind of hard, you know? But, you know, we'll see.
Well, I think it's kind of like the truth of where we're at right now, that I think it's getting to be more so that society values arts and artists and things like that. I mean, the wish would be that one day it would be just like your example before, like, woodworking, you know, a person can make a living like being a woodworker, the other examples you made, and the hope would be eventually, like, if you want to be a musical artist, like, I mean, you can, but like, be more readily accessible for somebody to just, you know, play shows and do what they love and make it there, you know?
Yeah, it's like the thing with like social media and everything, it's like, everybody's like got a voice. Everybody does. So it's like, you think it's like, oh, I can get my music out easier because of all these outlets, Twitter, Instagram, you know, Spotify, all this stuff. It's like, it'll be easier than the back then. But back then, no one was fucking doing this shit. So it's like, now there's so many people doing it. It's like your voice is in a crowd of people screaming. So it's like, I can't really, I don't know. Like, I spend money on marketing. I've tried making TikToks and shit, and it's like, I'm just not so trendy right now, but like it's just shitty because it's like sometimes you feel like people feel a slave at their work, you know, like if they're at a 9 to 5 job, they feel like a slave at it. But like, I don't want to feel like a slave to chasing trendiness and like fads and stuff like that are going on. It's like some people just ride the next wave. It's like, oh, trap music's in now. Let's make some stupid low pump music. You know, it's like, no, and now it's like punk rock is back now, and like the edginess is back. Oh, I'm gonna make an edgy song. It's like, I don't want to do that shit. But it's like sometimes music and being a social influencer and stuff, you gotta like kind of like do those trendy things and like do the WAP dances and shit and all that stuff. And it's like, I sound old, but it's like, it's just shitty, dude. It's like,
and that's gotta feel like, I don't know, maybe that it takes away from some of that gratifying, like feeling satisfied. Pursuing that. If you're chasing something else, like what you said, chasing trendiness, you know, at that point in time, chasing the genuine act of like trying to make music that you enjoy, right?
I would rather make things trendy, you know? Like, someone's always like, oh, your songs are on TikTok. You should make like a dance for it, or like you should make like do something funny with the catch, like the punchline of the joke or whatever. And it's like, that's so corny and stupid. It's like, I don't want that shit for my song. Like, there's like actual good songs on TikTok that like people are using it as like jokes about sex or something, and it's like, oh fuck, dude. It's like, that's such a good song, and that's what you know the song from. It's like, god damn, dude. It's like, I would rather have my songs known because it's a good song, not because it was on a TikTok trend for like a hashtag. Like, I don't know.
So do you feel like it sacrifices your like authenticity?
Yeah, it sacrifices the true beauty of the song. I feel like it's just like, oh, you're that guy from TikTok. It's like, no, I'm not, dude. And it's like, I don't know. I think it's just, it really devalues the whole thing.
I think it's interesting to bring up, like, the fact that there are a bunch of, seems like competing voices right now. The age of, like excessive information, like everything is just so, it seems saturated. So what are some of the, do you feel like, the biggest struggles that you've had trying to, like, set yourself apart, like, in making music?
Let's see. Setting myself apart. I think I have a big obsession with trying to be different from everybody. I've always wanted to do that in everything in my life. I've always wanted to, like, if like, even in school, you know, like how the teachers will be like, oh, like, you know, who likes the color blue? Who likes blah, blah, blah. It's like, and then you get in your groups and stuff, and there's always that one group that not really everyone liked. And I would intentionally be like, all right, which one did no one go to? I'm going to that one, you know? I want to be that one that's like, dude, who's that guy? You know? And it's like, everyone wants that feeling in some sort, but like, I've always had a very like big obsession with uniqueness. And I think I want to put that into my music, and I don't really know how yet. A lot of that is just ignorance and figuring out how to use my like musical tools. I've never learned how to do anything professionally or had any lessons or anything. So I think a lot of that is just me being dumb, but I'll figure it out.
I think it's such the strive to be unique, right? With music is so interesting, I think, because it's like a certain finite amount of tools. You only have so many notes in music, right? But you gotta take that and make it something beautiful and unique, even though and it's been done thousands of times. Exactly. People get sued for stealing song riffs. Trying to, like, they're just creating, and it just happened to follow along the same.
It's like, you don't own music, you don't own the sound of that.
Right.
I don't know. I think that's dumb. I think it's definitely tough trying to be unique, but I think it's very doable.
Sure.
I mean, there's people that are. I mean, that's one thing that I really underestimated about like humanity in general, is that there are some creative ass motherfuckers out there. There are some really intellectual. They're not intellectual, but they're very intellectual, as in like creative. And it's like, damn. And I think that's why people really like there's like a trend going on with like games. Like, have you ever heard of the game Rust? There's like a new game. It's like you go into a server, and it's like a survival game. You start out with nothing, but there's random people and stuff like that. Okay. And like, it's just like people like watching stuff like that because it's like it's very like there's so many random people. Like it's like you go out in the street of New York and start talking to people, you're gonna have a crazy time. Like there's so many weird different people out there, and it's like people love seeing random people because it breeds so much room for creativity. It's like I think that's what's really cool about how many people there are, and that's something I underestimated. I was like, oh, I'm more creative than most people. Yeah. Nah, bro, I'm not even close. Like I think I'm creative. No, there's people that are like, I'll see someone do something, and I'm like, damn, I wish I did that. That's really cool.
Now, level of creativity or ability to be creative. Do you think that's something that's born with somebody? Is it something you can foster? Is it something that you can learn to be more creative or maybe get outside of your own way?
Creativity? I think anybody can be creative. Sure. I think it's just a matter of what you put your thinking time into. A lot of people are very schedule based and they're very, left-minded. Like I don't think I've ever written anything down on any schedule ever in my entire life. Really? I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow. Like I didn't even know if I was working tomorrow or not. And I think a lot of that is like my on the fly in the moment kind of living. I think I like living like that. I think if I plan out my life, I might as well plan out my death. Because it's just like there's so much shit that life can throw at you that's like, why even plan it? Just live it.
That's really interesting with me. That resonated pretty hard with me. Because I get really anxious when I start thinking like scheduling two things too far ahead of my life. I'm like, well, fuck, where's the room for...
Or if you're scheduling every little part of your day, it's
but if you don't,
where's the serendipitous moments?
If you don't schedule it, you have nothing to blame it on but yourself.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, well, I fucked up. Oh well, let's wing it. Like I'm winging this. Like I didn't even know what songs I was playing today. I was like, I don't know. I still don't. I'm still deciding right now like what songs I'm gonna play. 100%. And it's like, all right. Well, if it goes good, then that's because I did a good job. If it goes bad, I didn't prepare enough.
So I love that mindset, but it's
so bad.
I think
it's so not a good idea.
At least you're honest.
I'll argue for you that it's not. I'm going to caveat it with the fact that it seems like you've thought it through and you make the decision that you're going to be okay with the results either way.
Yeah.
You're going to try hard.
It's authentic to you.
Well, what's bad about it is I do it with everything in my life. It's not. It's not just music, and it's not just like, oh, I got to get ready for work. It's like I even do it with relationships sometimes, and it's just like, damn, dude, I'm so dumb. I let shit just... And it's like, dude, you got to try harder. It's not like I'm not trying. I try in the moment.
Right.
But, like, I do not prepare enough for anything ever. And it's just like, all right, well, we'll see. So, I don't know. It can work. I think life is more beautiful that way because it's like... I think that's also to get more on a philosophical point. I think that's what also makes life so beautiful is, like, if you could live forever... It's not that cool. But if it's like, dude, you have 24 hours. Let's do some cool shit. It's like, all right, that'll be freaking cool. Let's try it. I think that's like how my mindset is about life. So I think I treat treat life the same way as every day. Is that like, if you just don't know what's going to happen next, it's like you just live for the day.
Yeah. Right.
Which is like not the best, but like, I think
do you like living in the moment? And you feel like scheduling takes you out of the moment, puts you in the future, and then you don't like that feeling.
Yeah.
It takes you out of your creative process you like to do.
So there's two things that I want to go on about is like anxiety is just being scared about things that's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
And depression is just being mad about things that happened in the past.
Yeah.
And so I think everyone has a little bit of both of those. And if you just don't worry about either of them, I think you're happier as a person. And also, I knew I was going to forget what I was going to say a second. I should have said that first.
It'll come back.
Yeah, but I think, fuck it. Next question. I got it. It's too much.
Well, it's kind of interesting because it's like that's meditation and like Buddhism essentially is you don't worry about the illusions of the future or the past. You're kind of just locked into the ever present now, going from moment to moment.
Yeah.
And then a more creative person typically is really perceptive to that. I'm like, man, I'm really sensitive to a lot of things. I really just want to be locked in on this and the serendipitous beauty that is right now.
Yeah.
As opposed to being super focused on like, I gotta go to the grocery store at 6, which is still kind of beautiful if you're locked in, but it's like finding that balance between not scheduling your day so much that like there is no color in it anymore. It's just logical black and white. And depending on your temperament, some people like that, some people don't.
Yeah.
But it's interesting you don't like it because you're more creative
Well,
type of person.
yeah,
So
a lot of people think that the lessons come from the mistake, but the lessons really come from the consequences. And it's like, no one really thinks about that. Everyone thinks, oh, that's the same thing. But the mistake is completely different from the consequences. And it's like, what kind of consequences do you want? See, the thing about life is suffering, but you need to find something in life that's worth suffering for.
Yeah.
If you always think that life is not suffering and you're trying to fight the fact that life isn't suffering, then you're just going to never win. Right. You know, you got to find something that's worth being like, all right, life is shitty sometimes, most of the time. But like for a lot of different people, I mean, living in America is great because it's like, even Americans, there's a lot of shitty stuff going on for them. But like, there's other people there that have way worse than us. And it's like, they have to find something that's worth suffering for. It's like, that's insane to me. And it's like, if I can't do that here, then I'm just ungrateful. And I just wasn't raised right, which is not true. My mom raised me amazing. And my dad did a great job. I have a great family. And it's like, I should take the hard work that they put into me, into my life. Yeah. So.
Super interesting. Now, so how do you extrapolate? So you have this mindset that, you know, scheduling, can I say scheduling just makes you anxious, so you don't like to do it? Like scheduling in the future makes you anxious?
Yeah. I just think it just never goes according to plan.
Right.
And I don't know. I just don't see the point of it. I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's just like you don't.
I feel that. And I'm trying to simplify it, but do you think, how do you balance that with, because you seem like a hard worker and a goal-oriented person as far as like your craft goes? Like,
I'm not. I seem like it, but I'm not. That's the thing where it's like I am a little bit too much on the non-scheduling side to answer your question. It's like, I think that's what you were getting to, is like what's part of the spectrum in my end, the super left-minded, straight, you know, schedule every day to like the not at all. I wake up and I'm just like, let's go, let's do this. And it's like, oh shit, I work today. Well, that's go. Well, let's do that. And then we'll go from there. It's like, I can't do that. I gotta figure it out. And like, that's what makes me mad a lot, is like, I could work a lot more on music and I could work a lot. You know, I taught myself everything. I could work a lot more on teaching myself more. I feel like I've created enough skill to where I'm at muscle memory now with a lot of like just singing and you know, guitar and stuff. Sure. But it's like, dude, I could really look up some shit, how to sing, you know, certain high notes, how to get a better range, you know, how to do more vocal exercises to sing better each day, you know, learn different chord progressions, shit like that. New song. I don't even learn any songs. It's like, dude, that's the number one thing you should do, is learn other people's music. Just like I was saying, you got to really appreciate how creative other people are. Right. And I don't do that. And that makes me mad, because it's like, when I go sit down to write a song, a lot of my time is spent on, I wonder if I could do that. Like, you know, it's like, if I just had the skills to do it, it would just make my life easier. And it's like, a lot of my discipline needs to be in check, because I don't discipline myself enough with music. And it's like, yeah, I release songs, but I could be releasing songs every other day if I wanted to, right. You know? And it's like, no one really cares about someone who releases once a year, once a month, once every couple months, you know? It's like, you got to get the shit going. And, right. You know, that's where I need to work harder on, but everyone's got their shit. Yeah. Some people work too hard, which is crazy to me, but yeah.
What do you think at some point, on that other side of things, working too hard, do you think some of the quality might be diminished when it comes to like, to art at least?
Working too hard?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of overthinking stuff. There's times where there's certain songs that I have loved that I still haven't finished writing, because I keep changing it, because I think this concept is too drawn out, you know, or something like that. And it's like, I work too hard on trying to like really be that uniqueness to it. I do that to every song. I don't like having a song that's like just a copy paste. Like you can play it behind like some watching a stream or something, and
Right.
you know what I mean. Like I want it to be like that's a song,
That's
you know.
the attention.
And a lot of people make music just to be in the background of a movie,
Sure.
you know. And it's like it's a good song, but it's just like just another one on the album.
Right.
I can't do that, and that's what makes my writing a lot harder. Is because it's just like I'm always trying to think of how can I make this different? And it's like, not every song I'm going to write is going to be a banger. And not every song is going to resonate with everybody. So
does that have anything to do with, okay, so I want to switch over and talk a little bit about your latest release, Give Me Love, which is a fucking awesome song. If you haven't heard, go listen to it.
Hell yeah, Spotify, Apple Music.
Is that at least in part, because I'm kind of fascinated with the idea of artists having their own idea of what their songs and the meaning behind their songs. Is that part of it? Like you feel like you're in a starvation for attention or for love, or is there something else behind it?
So a lot of people get the wrong idea about a lot of my songs.
Right. Yeah.
So like with Give Me Love, I was writing this song as like me kind of giving up with like women and like trying to find someone to share my life with right now. I'm 22. It's like, you know, I need to chill out, figure out what I'm doing and then figure it out. But I think men in general, like the song is just like, I even say it like, I'm simple enough. It's like men in general are just very simple. Feel like somebody that just cares about us, thinks about us, and then, you know, pretty much is just there. Like we'll play video games and you chilling there. I'm happy as hell. You know, like I think we're very simple. I think it's very I mean, it's easy to say that, but it's probably difficult for women to get that because we're very built different. I think a lot of people think that we're the same, but men and women are completely different species, honestly. And it's like with Give Me Love, I wrote it as like people want, you know, certain guys were like, oh, I want a bad chick who's got, you know, bad ass and she cooks and she cleans. And it's like women always want a guy who's like got money and who's got a good job. And it's like, you know, like the big guy that's like, you know, the rescue type or whatever. It's just like, the song's called Give Me Love is because it's like, you can give me this, you can give me that, you can give me that, but I just want love, you know? And it's like, I don't know why I have to explain it so much. And I feel like a lot of time I've been through a lot of relationships. I've had a good amount of relationships where it's just like, I know the general, like each person's different, but I know the general, okay, this is how it's going. Like, you know, and it's just like, it's the same bullshit every time. And it's just like, I don't know. I think it's everyone thinks love is complicated, but I think it's very simple. And I think the fact that we have that mindset about love is what makes it very complicated. You know, when you think something's complicated, it's like when you're looking at putting a square in a circle and it's like, you think it looks complicated, but if you're just like, just turn it sideways, oh, it's a square sideways. It's like, damn, just think about it for a little bit. You know, it's simple, but a lot of people are just like, no, it's impossible.
It doesn't have to be.
No, it doesn't, you know?
Well, has making this choice with what you're doing with your life and kind of some of the amount of effort and like grind you put into doing music, has that affected personally, like relationships or like relationships, like romantic relationships or relationships with people?
Yeah, I think it's really improved my I was gonna make sure. Yeah. It's cool. It matches the mouse too. Isn't that sick? Yeah. Yeah. I bought that and I was like, damn, I spilled beer on my other one. And so I was like, oh, I'll buy a new one. And I was like, this matches the mouse. I was like, dude, we gotta do this. Yeah. And I went there and I got it. But yeah. If you don't know, you can't see it. It's like a rainbow keyboard and it like lights up and the mouse lights up at the same time. It's pretty badass. But what were we talking about? Relationships. Cool. Yeah, got it. Yeah. So with my friends, they always are really excited to hear my songs. I've got my friend Wiley in Austin and Gaddy as well. But like, they're always like my hype guys. Like they'll hear my song, and like this next song I'm about to release is like their favorite song, and they're like, dude, release it, like, let's go. And I'm like, it's not done, but they're ready for it. And it's like, and like, even when I don't see them every day, like I know that they're still my fan. And it's like, damn, it's like, dude, I have people that care about my music and shit. And it's like, they listen to my songs a lot. And I'll be like, going about my day, and they'll be going about their day. But like, I don't even realize that until they tell me. And it's like, dude, I know all the lyrics to your songs. And it's like, damn, like that's time in their day that I'm with them, And it's like when, I got a buddy in Oregon who listens to my music, and it's like, I don't see him anymore. And it's like, dude, I miss the guy. And it's like, he's like, dude, I know all your songs. I can't wait to fucking hear your next one. And it's like, dude, that's cool. It's like it's like me spending time with him in a way, And so that in a relationship with my friends, it's like, damn, that's really cool. I think music can really grow and help me with that. And also, if I make enough money one day, it's like, dude, we're all making it, we're all going, I'll have one dude be my security, and the other guy can, we can run a restaurant together or something. I don't know. But with relationships, as in girls, I've had girlfriends and stuff, and it's really cool because they go into it, you go into it as strangers, and then, you get to know more about each other, and then they eventually listen to some songs, and then you start showing them songs that no one else has heard, and then they're like, oh, I feel special. And it's like, but it's nice because it's like you get another little fan, and it's like, damn, that's another person that really cares. And it's like, music is kind of like a thing where it's like, it's a very, some people's love language is just quality time. And I really like quality time. I like to just be able to sit on the couch with my girlfriend and just be able to, I'm single, by the way. Just sit up. Yeah. Just speaking of new singles, I'm single, and that's not new. But, no, just being able to sit on the couch with my girlfriend or something, and just being able to like spend time with them and just chill and play some music, and who knows, even write a song with them and stuff. I've tried writing songs with ex-girlfriends and stuff, but yeah.
Exes at the time, or you were dating?
No, we were dating. Yeah, they're exes now, but no. But yeah, I think it's just a really cool thing to have somebody be there and support you, like, and if I go perform somewhere, they're there, they're ready. And it's like, it's always good to have somebody, because I've gone to shows where no one's there, and it's just like,
tough.
It's not tough. It's just like a very, like, fuck you, kid, get off the stage kind of vibe. And it's not that vibe. It's just, I'm getting that because it's like, I don't have anybody to look at and be like,
feed off.
Yeah. And it's just like, when I'm in the crowd, like, I'm reading the crowd and I'm doing it, I'm just like, I'm just a fucking monkey dancing in front of these people, It's just, it feels weird, man.
Crank you up, are you ready?
Yeah.
Do you think that is something that will get easier over time, like that?
Yeah, I still am not used to doing live music. It's scary, man. It's so scary. Even this is like, it's weird. It's scary. It's like, I'm gonna fuck up. I even fuck up sometimes in front of people, and it's like, I know I'm fucking up. They probably don't really, but I don't know, dude. Like that last show that you were at, like my hands were freezing, and like I was fucking up chords left and right. Probably not too bad, but like.
What show was that? Where was that?
Over in Buckeye. It was for the New Year's Eve, or not New Year's Eve, Thanksgiving Eve. So the day before Thanksgiving, and it was just like this charity show I did. I opened for Black Bottom Lighters, and Indica. What is it? Indica Blues, or what was the other one?
It was
something like Indica.
It was like a military. I thought. Am I tripping? I thought it was some.
It was after you left.
Oh, okay.
They went on after Black. Oh, it's whatever. But they were a great band. They're from California. And it was like freezing, and my hands were cold, and like my mom and Oscar were there, but out of the whole crowd, I started getting crazy, and it was just like, damn, dude, like it just, once you start playing and you get through the sound check and everything, it's fine, but like when you have to, my biggest problem is like talking to the crowd after the songs. And it's like, I have to seem interesting. And it's like, I think I'm an interesting person.
Hey, my name's Morgan. I'm 22.
Yeah. And it's like, it's just like, I wrote this song in my basement because I was sad. And no, it's like, no one gives a shit. No one gives a shit about that stuff. And it's like, I watch the other guys do it, and they have a band with them. So it's like, he's like, this is Philip over here on the guitar. Everybody give it up to him. And they're like, yeah. And I'm just here with my guitar like, all right, guys. So, hi, how's it going? I'm like by myself. So it's like, that's why I also want to start a little band or something to like tour around with. Because it's like, it's more of like, you get in that funk, but like with them, it's like you watch them and they're just drinking beer and they're just chilling and they're like, what's going on? I didn't hear you. What? Like my music isn't like a hype song kind of music, you know? And it's like, I can't really tap into that kind of live music. So it's like, I'm excited. I got the looper pedal here too, which I want to start doing live stuff with. I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. I want to start getting into more of the band stuff, and I don't know if you'd be down for that, but you know, it'd be kind of sick. So we'll see.
Yeah.
So through your you know, you've been doing music for a while, but through your whole process of being a musician, what have been like the pivotal moments for you where you're like, I jumped a caliber and skill level?
Yeah.
What were those moments for you if you've had any that you remember that you want to share?
Well, one moment, you know, is when I got my new guitars and stuff. It's like, okay, when I get a new guitar, I start working on and learning more chords and stuff when I was younger. But I got this program and stuff, and I started working on this program, and I just started looking up tutorials and stuff and kind of figuring it all out, testing it all, you know, check, and, you know, changing it, check, and all that stuff, and just spending hours and time on it. And I got the pro version of this because I was like, you know, screw it. I'm just going to go in, spend $200 and get this shit going. Because then now I can start importing stuff in and like getting wave tracks and, you know, getting plugins and stuff. You can't really do that with the free versions and stuff. So that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to start doing this at home instead of trying to maybe go other places for it. And so that was a big milestone, is where I was like, I'm going to be self-made now. So then I started, you know, making my own shit. I made Deja Vu. I started working on Give Me Love. I've got tons of other songs that I'm working on here. But this was, you know, and then before that, when I met my manager, I had somebody that was, you know, ready to pay for stuff for me to go travel, do stuff, you know, do photo shoots if I need to, you know, something like that. And he's teaching me, you know, don't say this on stage or do this, or, you know, like, okay, we need to get your numbers up, like, you know, stuff like that, you know, promote this, go put this on Instagram, you know, tag me in it, I'll tag him in it, and we'll get some other, you know, another mind that has done this before and who has represented people before and gives me goals and keeps me in check. Like, hey man, what are you doing today? You know? And it's like, oh shit, I got to work on some stuff. I do.
So you think having a manager has made you more organized?
Yeah. It's given me more structure. It's not like, oh, I got to do it because he says so. It's just like, hey, this guy believes in me. And if I don't believe in myself, like, why would he, you know? And it's like, I'm not going to waste this guy's time. You know, and we'll see how that goes with me and him and as a duo. So far it's going really good, and we could be a little bit better on each other and you know, hey, I need you to, like, I always text him and stuff and be like, hey man, what do I do? You know, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, if we're going to do shows, what do I got to practice? If we're going to work with some other artists, who do I got to call? You know, like, and it's like, you know, we kind of got to keep each other in check, and, you know, I could do a little bit better, but, you know, so can he. And it's like, it's just, you know, getting used to being with another person in this kind of thing. That kind of helped me realize, okay, this is not just music, it's also a business too. Right. And it's like, he's invested money in me, and I'm really grateful for that. And it's really awesome that I have someone to do that. And I've never had something like that. I've never had a mentor. I've never had anybody. No one in my family really plays music or does anything that I do, and no one's really been able to like teach me or help me or be like, hey man, I think you should go here with this. And it's like, I've always just been in my room as a kid And now just doing it on my own. And it's like, at times it's like, dude, I don't want to do this anymore. Cause it's like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know where it's like, I tried to download something the other day and I almost had a panic attack. I was like, dude, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, I can't download a simple thing and I'm literally like competing. Because when you're a musician, you're competing with literally Post Malone. Like, you gotta be as good as him to get there. You know what I mean? Like me now, I'm competing with him. And it's like, it doesn't seem like that because it's like no one knows who I am. But realistically, if I get a song that catches, I'm now competing with him. And it's like, I can do that tonight, if I drop something and it catches. So it's like, that puts a lot of pressure on me because it's like, he's got a whole team. And it's like, dude, I don't even know how to get a damn piano synth on here sometimes. And it's like, holy shit. It's like, dude, I don't even, it's like.
You also think if you flip it, though, it's kind of exciting that you're technically one song away from changing your life.
That's what's really cool about this shit, too. It's like, it's awesome. It's so awesome, but it's like terrifying.
Well, in that sense, too, you think in some ways maybe it's better to have that long, like, learning process and the grinding process so that, like, you feel maybe, like, when that does happen, it's like, okay, I'm ready for this now. Right?
I'm not, though. If I blew up today, I'd be like, holy shit, why did you do this? Yeah, like, all right. Oh, man. I'm waiting for it, though. I have dreams about it all the time.
Yeah.
I have dreams where I wake up in my bed and, like, people blowing up my phone and my TikTok's going crazy. And it's like, dude, holy shit, I did it, you know? Yeah. And it's like, then I wake up and I'm like, I could not do that. But I could do it. I think if I was a famous personality, I think I'd be like, it'd be funny to watch.
Yeah.
Like, I think it'd be kind of dumb. I'd be like, who the hell is this kid? You know? We'll see, though.
Yeah. And it's funny you use Mr. Posty as an example. That is exactly what happened to him, right?
Yeah, overnight he just.
And I feel like a lot of people might not know this about him too. Is he was doing essentially kind of what you're saying that you're trying to do, and just keeping an open mind as far as genres go. Kind of just trying out rap as like something that there's stuff.
And now everyone thinks he's a rapper, and it's like, dude, the guy is so talented and does so much shit, and it's like. And he's so much more talented than me when he got blown up, and it's like that makes me feel like shit. But it's like I just gotta try better, you know.
Mm-hmm. With Post Malone, the interesting thing with his story too is he was literally like fishing change out of couch cushions to buy cigarettes like 2 days before he blew up, and then he blew up, and his life just changed for the rest of his life.
It's crazy.
It's insanity.
That's crazy.
He just felt like got so much money, he doesn't know what to do with it.
I wouldn't know what to do with myself if that happened, but.
Is that
be cool.
I don't know if this is something commonly talked about amongst artists, but is that a fear for you getting to a point where maybe there is an expectation of you? Because I feel like, and I may be reading the situation wrong, but it seems like if we're sticking on the example of Post Malone, he's gotten such a high height, but now he's kind of, in some way, shape, or form, put into it.
Coasting.
So I think he's tried to step outside of it, but for the most part. Yeah. People think of Post Malone as this thing, right?
Yeah. Well, his last album kind of really shook the industry a lot. Yeah. I think he really killed it with that album, and it was more alternative than rock or than rap than anything. 100%. And that really inspired me to make music and to really get out there and stuff. And I don't think I'd ever be scared to be like. Here's the thing is like now I feel that now is like I already feel like people have heard my best songs. Mm. That's the only ones I want to put out. And like every time I think about dropping a new song, I'm like, is it as good or if not better than the last one? Because if I release anything that's like not as good, I'm like, I feel like they're going to be like, oh, he was good for a little bit. Now he's going to go. He's not even that good yet.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, dude, I can't even keep these 100 viewers. Like, you know, but that's just me being in a mental warfare with myself. Yeah. I mean, if I was on a grand scale like him, I think I'd be in the same spot.
Yeah.
I think it goes for anybody, even Justin Bieber and shit like that. I'm sure they still have that same feeling of like, I hope this is as good.
Yeah.
You know, and that just goes with making music, I think.
And it's gotta be weird because like you're saying earlier, it's not only like competing with best like the Post Malones or whoever, you're also competing with yourself though, too. You constantly feel like you're trying to compete with
your past and how good you can get, and because people see things. This is just how humans are designed by nature. Is like we see things grow. You know, that's how we tell if time has passed, because time is just a social construct. But like, you know, we tell things are getting better or getting older, or like progressing by, you know, growth. And it's like, if they're like, damn, I don't really see growth in him, it's like, I'm gonna go to the next artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's what where the fear really derives from, is like, they don't see the growth. It's like, damn. It's like, but some people just are ignorant to like how music is, and it's like, growth isn't always with how good something sounds.
Right.
It's how different something is, or how, you know, or how brave you are to step outside boundaries, and
Sure.
where you're willing to go with your music and your name and your, you know, what you're willing to do.
You say that is the creativity aspect.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't get that, you know. Regular people, which is like, it sounds fucking such a high mighty thing, but it's like, there's normies, like regular people that just like go through their day, don't think about shit. They're just living, you know. There's billions of people like that, where they're just like, they listen to a song on the radio and that's their new favorite song. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
or like they hear a trend and they're like, have you heard the trend? And like, they're just, you know, sheep really.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, I'm sure I'm some part of that too, but it's like, those are the people you need to impress. And it's like, I always want to impress the people that are like super deep and thoughtful. And it's like, that's not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
You can do that later, you know? And it's like, you'll have fulfillment, but it's not like you're going to make money off of people like that. And it's like,
the smaller.
yeah, the people you need to impress are people who go to NASCAR shits, and people who watch WWE and shit like that, and like watch the Kardashians, you know, people like that. And it's like, I'm not shitting on those people.
No.
They're just a different mind than me, you know? And it's like, I can't tap into that shit because I feel like I'm in a different subsection or whatever of being. But like, you know, I kind of wish I was more like that. Whereas, because I feel like a lot of my anxiety comes with just like thinking I'm different from everybody, but I'm really not, you know? And I think I need to try to appeal to people more like that. And I think that's what I do with Deja Vu and Give Me Love. They're more of my less deep songs and less sad and less, you know, I have a lot of very deep meanings behind most of my songs, and we'll play some today where they have a lot of deep meaning and stuff, but
you keep it simple enough that people understand. There's a clear message and structure.
And I think that's what's very scary about music, is like you have to impress people like that. And it's like, they're very easily impressed, but not by everything. Right. And it's like, that's what's scary. It's like,
and maybe to maintain their interest.
You have to get just the bare minimum from everybody, not like a lot from some people and then not from none. It's like, you have to get the bare minimum from everybody. And it's like, that's so hard and very weirdly specific. Yeah. But, you know, it's done by a lot of people, so.
It is. So, to take a quick left turn, but also to try and keep on brand with what we're doing here. Any experiences that you have with, I mean, all of this conversation has been, but as far as electronic music, have you had any experiences with EDM or electronic music or anything of that genre? With
like writing and stuff?
Writing or experience and like.
Your perspective on it, where you've thought of it.
My brother really loves EDM. He loves that shit. Yeah. He goes to raves and all that. I'm sure you know. What?
Bless his soul.
Yeah, I know. Him and all of his friends and stuff. But I've always had ideas about EDM music. I have like 3 or 4 songs that I would love to like get done EDM wise, but like I just don't have the skill set to do that. And I need to find a studio that's willing to do it with me. And again, I'm a very picky person when I'm in the studio. I want somebody that's willing to create with me. And that's the thing that a discussion I had with my manager the other day, is that he was like, well, do you want to look for new studios and stuff? And I was like, the thing is I don't want to look for just like a one and done studio time. I want to look for somebody that's going to want to grow with me and learn with me and want to build up with me. Like, you know, Ed Sheeran's got his guy, you know, I forget his name. He works with like Justin Bieber and all that.
I know exactly.
Curly haired dude, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. He, you know, they work on shit together and grow and shit, and they have their own respective fields. Yeah. And it's like, I want something like that.
Kill it together and like
that's what I'm saying. And it's like, I know that's a lot to ask for, but like, it's like, why is it so fucking hard to find somebody that wants to do shit like that? You know, it's like everyone wants to fucking make that cheap buck and selling beats and shit. And it's like, people are always like, dude, rent out your studio and get some cheap rappers in here for like $50 for an hour. And I'm like, dude, fuck that. We're not going to make any good music. I mean, at all. And I'm going to get a quick couple bucks and live, I guess. Okay. But it's just like, dude, I want to have like people come in and really learn and be like, you know what? I'll help. I'll go 50-50 on you with the new pre-mic if you want. And I'll be like, hell yeah. And then you edit the shits, tell me what to do, and I'll do it, and I'll, play the music, Like, I want collaboration, and I want somebody to just, like, put in that other 50 that I'm putting in.
Yeah.
Because it's, I feel like I'm putting 50% of the effort in, but it's like, realistically, all I can put in is the 50 right now. Yeah. So
it's a relationship.
Yeah, and it's like, so I'm looking to see if I can find some EDM. I've sent Erosion to some DJs, and they straight up told me, "Oh, I can't do this." Why? And I was like, "What? Why?" And they're like, "I do more house music and more." And I was like, "You don't want?" I even called them out. I was like, "You know what? Fuck you, bro." I was like, "You say you're an artist and you don't even want to try and like do some creative shit with this." I was like, "It's out of your. You do house music, and if it's not house music, fucking do other shit. You don't have to do house music. You know that, right? There's no gun that's like, hey, bro, do house music." And it's like, and I honestly was like, bro, you're not an artist. And honestly, just block me. Don't talk to me no more.
Damn.
I was like, fuck. I was like, yeah. I was like, fuck. I was like, don't tell me, like, and it was a guy from my manager. And I was like, sorry, bro. I told him off. I'm going to be honest. He was like, hey, man, how'd that go the other day with DJ, whatever the fuck his name is?
DJ Toast.
Yeah. DJ Blocked is what he got. But he was like, oh, how'd it go? And I was like, honestly, bro, that guy's not a fucking DJ. He's a party clown. You can hire him at fucking wherever and he'll play music there. But it's like, he's not an actual like artist. And I don't think you should ever call him that. And I was like, because I gave him an opportunity to show his creativity. And it's not that the fact that like my music sucked and I'm hurt that he said no. Yeah. It was like, he was like, that's just not something that like fits with me. I don't want to do that. And it's like, bro, you just aren't creative enough. Just tell me that. Like, I don't know. It just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, the way he responded. I don't remember word for word, but I don't
necessarily agree with like that mentality anyways, but also it's like house music. Like, you got a house music is pretty much everything. Yeah, all you need is a little sample.
I know. He said it was like the BPM was different. I was like, I can change the BPM. I was like, you just denied me and didn't even try to like. Yeah. I was like, I can fucking mold it. I was like, this is my song. Yeah. You're not remixing fucking T-Pain. You're remixing my shit. You know what I mean? Like, I can rewrite this tonight. Like, I don't know.
Like he was too
I don't know. It was weird. So that's my experiences so far. But
so good overall.
So
you can simply try and reach out because I'd fucking love to hear your voice on a nice track.
I think it'd be sick, man.
Dude,
I really do.
For it too? I mean, you have incredible with period. But
Thank you.
I see it. It's weird too because you sent me Erosion as well. So I'm like, I see this being a house song. It's so funny they said it.
Erosion?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I tried to production, but
yeah. I think it'd be a really sick song. We'll see. I'll hit him. Honestly, I need to hit him up again and be like, hey man, I really want to get this song done. Because if I show passion in a song, he's like, all right, let's get this shit done. Mm-hmm. I just gotta do that.
That song, man, it's good. It's really good.
I gotta finish writing it. I literally have two. I have that the musical break, and that's it. Yeah. So, honestly, that's really all you need. I mean, I can write like another little like chorus kind of thing, and then just loop between both of them, and then just the music is the rest, which is pretty easy to do. But I think it'd be really sick. I want a producer though that's like, oh, I'm gonna put some fucking there, and then I'm gonna fucking some random shit in there. And I was like, dude, that's what I need, man. I want that shit, man. You're the guy. Let's go.
We actually do have some producers following us now. If you are a producer out there that's interested, hit up Morgan.
Yes, man. I will do anything, man. Not like sexual favors. I'm saying like I'll do any music. Yeah, artistically.
Well, let's start transitioning into. Well, first of all, let's talk about kind of where to find you. I mean, obviously, it's your name, Morgan Blackwell.
Morgan Blackwell Music is my Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't really go on Twitter. Don't follow me there. And Morgan Blackwell for Spotify, Apple Music. Even on TikTok, just look up Morgan Blackwell and sound, and you'll find my sounds on there. You can use them if you want to do a little dance or whatever, or like do a little freestyle or something. I don't know, whatever you want to do. TikTok's crazy.
After we talk shit about that in podcasts.
Right.
Fuck it, dude. It's trendy. It's trendy.
And then what do we? So have you? While we're talking, just think about what songs you're gonna do, or are we just gonna go into this blind?
I got a couple songs that I think I can do.
Okay.
I was gonna do "Give Me Love." I've never done an acoustic version, but we'll try it.
Let's try
Sure.
it. We're in the moment.
Yeah.
And new releases, music coming out. What do you think is going to be coming in the next couple months, next year? Just in terms of people watching and what they can look out to see coming from you.
So I got these a project with my buddy Gaddy. He's a rapper. Damn, I just said it. He's an artist, okay? He does rap music, but he is a fucking artist, and don't you dare fucking hold me not accountable for that, because he's an artist. He's a fucking beast. And we're gonna work on some more shit. But yeah, we have a little project coming out. We have 3 songs that we want to start getting out soon. I have about 4 other songs that are like pretty much done. That are coming soon. I have one indie bop that's coming out. I showed you guys, and I really love it. Yeah. Can't say too much more about it. Don't want to spoil anything, but we got some really good stuff coming here soon.
Stuff on the horizon.
Hell yeah, music videos possibly. So we got some stuff coming for sure that way.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Well, that's a good note, Dan.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
That is the conclusion of our episode with Morgan. Again, I urge you guys strongly to go check out his music and follow him so that when he has some of those releases that he's talking about in the episode come out, you guys are going to want to hear it. We got a sneak peek of some of the stuff he's working on when we were hanging out with him, and you're really going to want to hear it. So go ahead and give him a follow. Look out for his upcoming work. And then also, if you like the little sneak peek that we showed you of the coffee break that we recorded with him, go ahead and click the next episode. It's going to be audio version of his coffee break session, or if you want to go to YouTube, we're going to have the full video up there as well. As always, stay caffeinated. Thank you for watching.